Fireproof Radio Show on 1410 The Touch. I'm Mo McCoy, and I'm sitting here with our County Commissioner, Candice Chivis. How you doing?
I'm doing great tonight.
That's good. That's good. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions about the County Commissioner position, and you're running for office again.
Yes, the County Commission, the entire board goes up for re-election every 2 years.
Okay. All right. So how long have you been a County Commissioner?
I was elected in 2010 and took my seat in 2011, and then re-elected in 2012.
Okay. All right. What is the primary duties of a County Commissioner?
Basically, the County Commission, we are the ones who levy your taxes. We are the ones who actually take the vote to levy your property taxes. Everything else we do is around our budget and the various departments that the county runs. The health department, the airport, the Kent County Road Commission. The zoo is no longer ours. The zoo has now moved into its own nonprofit. But the zoo was ours up until about 6 months ago.
Okay.
So.
All right. What is the most controversial County Commission issue?
Land use. The two land use issues are definitely guaranteed to generate debate, generate public comment, etc. Both of those issues, they're very similar but also very different. The first one is PDR, or Purchase of Development Rights. What that is a farmland preservation program. What it does is buys farmland, and then the farmland can never be anything but farmland. It can never be zoned commercial or zoned for development.
Okay.
And so that program is extremely popular in the rural areas, but then again, it does have its detractors among the real estate developers and so forth.
Okay, so to get this clear, the County Commissioner does not deal with the Grand Rapids streets.
No.
Yeah, so that's a common misconception by other people.
Yes, the Kent County Road Commission handles the Kent County roads, but my district, District 17, is completely within the city of Grand Rapids. So if you're upset about the potholes and I'm upset about the potholes, you need to direct those questions to Commissioners Lanier and Lumpkins.
Okay.
Your city commissioners.
Now that that's clear, what is the most common misconception about a county commissioner?
That one of the most common is that we can somehow provide jobs, which is great, because I have had 2 separate jobs since I've been a county commissioner in addition to being county commissioner, and I always get people going, oh, I'll give you my resume. Okay. Luckily, my mother is an HR person, so generally I can pass it on to her, and she might have some suggestions. But the overwhelming that we are quote unquote, that I'm just kind of running my own county business with a position available, that's not happening. All
right. Okay. I assume that as well. I was going to ask you for a job.
I did it too when back in 2004 I actually called Paul Mayhew for a job. So yeah, that's a mistake I made myself.
Okay. All right, last question. What have you done since being elected county commissioner?
I have served on the septic subcommittee, which is, that was a subcommittee it actually came into existence before I was elected, and then I replaced an outgoing commissioner, a commissioner who had then been elected to state legislature. I replaced him on that board. What that board did was look at whether or not the county needed a septic ordinance. So it was a very interesting board because it didn't directly affect my district. Again, my district is completely encapsulated within the city of Grand Rapids. Just about everybody in the city of Grand Rapids is on the city of Grand Rapids sewer system. And so we're not running our own septic systems and wells and having to make sure the land is perking and all that good stuff. So it was very educational, because when I got elected, I had been endorsed by a lot of environmental groups, the Sierra Club and Kent County Farmland and Open Space Protection, and some other, Peter Waggy, some other environmental entities that said, oh yeah, and I am very, very pro-environment. So I went into the subcommittee thinking, yes, we need an ordinance, and come to find out, no one wanted, or the only people that wanted the ordinance were the environmental people. The townships didn't want it. The citizens that were affected by it didn't want it. And it really schooled me on the idea, when you're governing, the idea of, oh, let's just place a mandate on somebody. Let's just, you know, come up with an ordinance or come up with a law that people have to follow. And it's like, no, you have to listen to what the people want. And they did not want that. So that was very educational. Then I was put on the Veterans Subcommittee because I am a veteran. That was to look at, the Kent County Department of Veterans Affairs was only created in 2009. Commissioner Mayhew, that I mentioned earlier, he was on the committee that created the Department of Veterans Affairs. Prior to 2009, it was simply the Soldier and Sailors Relief Fund. So it was, if you had somebody that was a veteran that needed to be buried, there was some burial money and that kind of thing, but nothing else. But with the massive influx of veterans coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq, the county commission realized that they needed to expand their services for veterans. They needed to reorganize. And so at that point, they created the Department of Veterans Affairs in 2009. So in 2012, it was, okay, let's look at, we've now had this department for 3 years, let's look at what they're doing and what they need. Fantastic department under the leadership of Carrie Roy. They do a tremendous job helping veterans apply for their benefits and navigate that, you know, the miles of red tape that they need to do to be able to get the services and benefits that are coming to them. Okay. So I was on that, and what we did decide, we did some minor, I think we did some stuff around parking for the Department of Veterans Affairs, and then also, this may come up later this summer, we did recommend going to the voters for a one-time veterans millage. So we'll see if they, I believe that's supposed to come up in August.
Okay. County Commissioner Candice Chivis, how can they vote for you?
Well, the primary election is on August 5th. So if you live in District 17, which is Southeast Grand Rapids, that's when you want to come out and vote for me.
All right, I heard it right here. Fireproof Radio Show and 1410 The Touch. I want y'all to go out there and vote for Candice Chivis. I know I'm going to do it. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Did you want to say hello to anybody out there?
No, I think, well, hello to all my constituents, I guess.
That's
so,
cool.
That'll work.
All right, thank you very much for coming on the show. It's the Fireproof Radio Show. I'm Mo McCoy. It's 1410 The Touch.